and I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
For old time's sake. As time goes by.
Now, this video won't be long, but this video is very, very important. I would wait for people to join and all of that, but none of that is important to me. What's important to me is that the message gets out, so I can just start moving forward and rebuilding. First and foremost, I will pause for the plane.
I will pause for the plane. Hey, y'all. Okay, y'all got back up in here quick. Y'all jumped up in here. Okay, let me get to it. First and foremost, I took a hiatus from stand-up comedy in 2017 because everything was falling apart, okay? Everything that I was attempting was being undermined. The place that I, was throwing my shows and had an agreement with to throw my shows got burnt down. Scary, right? I had a fallout with my family, got kind of serious, Plots were made. I heard everything through the window of the condo, and that is when I had to be black for a second and not wait for further directives, but just decide it's time to get out of Dodge, right? Okay, fast forward, I get to New York. New York is hands down, as a stand-up comedian, okay, a guaranteed place where, if you're stand-up and you're decent, right, you can make some money. If you're stand-up and you're good, you can make some money. And so, since I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare, I wasn't expecting to have to do what I was doing. I had just moved to Chicago. Moving is not cheap, guys. Moving is expensive. I'm not answering. That's what happened. I went to New York, right? And yeah, it was a lot of people going out their way to try to keep me from hitting stages and keep me off stages. The only person, and shout out to him, I'm gonna give him his love. The only person who was still on the team and still trying to show love and look out was young Jack Thriller. Young Jack Thriller did try to put me on some shows. Young Jack Thriller did look out. He deserves his love. He was very, very, very solid. That is a very, very, very solid young man and individual. Point blank, period. All right? He was the only one. Hey, but for real though, shout out to all the people who've been involved since the beginning. And so you really witnessed the same things I've witnessed. And like when you hear the cockamamie stories of how people rewrote everything, you're like, I'm gonna ride with her. Because now that we in 2021 and apparently nobody gives a shit anymore. Remember that night back in 2017 when I had that phone call and apparently the phone call was being taped and it was supposed to be unbeknownst to me, but I knew better. And so I was very careful of what I said. Yeah, I remember that phone call very vividly. I was on the phone and I was talking to Jack Thriller, but all of you were listening. Y'all remember that? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember how I didn't admit at all that I even knew him like that, right? So, who was against Code? Me or him? Tell yourself the truth. Young Jack Thriller did try to put me on some shows. Young Jack Thriller did look out. He deserves his love. He was very, very, very solid. That is a very, very, very solid young man and individual. Point blank, period. All right? He was the only. I know y'all remember that. Anybody else? So it's bullshit. Especially when I went to the, shit. God dog it, it's in Greenwich Village. I think about it right now, but it's a dope comedy club that be open till like 3 and 4 in the morning. And over the years, it was a place that I'd always stop to hang out, regardless of if I was performing, regardless of anything, because it's just a great place to hang out as a comedian and meet other comedians. But then also, right, I didn't live in New York, right? And so I would have these early morning flights, and I would need somewhere to go before I, like, book it to the airport, you know what I'm saying? And it would just be open so late. And it's all the way, like I said, it's in Greenwich Village, it's like on 14th Street. So it's all the way down Manhattan, you feel me? So since it's open so late till like 3, 4 in the morning, right? You can catch that like M65 or M50, whatever that bus is, that take you all the way up Manhattan and take you over to LaGuardia. Okay. Yeah, that place. I can't think of it right now. Lord, I don't know. It don't even matter right now. That place. I can't think of it right now. I know this live is gonna end and it's gonna pop into my head, but that's beside the point. Okay, great. Go back to Chicago. I hit a couple stages. I did like a college show over by University of Chicago, and that one was kind of interesting because and by this time, this is like April 2018. What's that boy that hang out with Little Rail, the short one? I can't think of his name right now. He's a comedian and a barber, and I can't think of his name right now. Especially because I've been off the scene, I ain't talked to a lot of these people in years, and because we weren't the closest in the first place, some of these people I can't even remember their names. But him, okay? It was his homie who was throwing the show, and it was really a poetry show that had comedians. And so I was coming to just enjoy the show, right? But since I'm me, and I was there, they asked me if I want to get some time, I'm like, absolutely. I didn't turn down no mics when they were offered, except that one time, Jack Thriller had some show that was all the way across town, and I didn't really have no money. And he was asking me if I wanted to, get some stage time. And I was like, yeah. I didn't turn it down. I was like, yeah. And then it came the night of, and I didn't really have it, and it was like going on. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. But also, I did that. You know what I'm saying? In the spirit of, I had another goal and objective at the time, and so I was like, I'll get to that later. You know what I mean? It'll be like I do this. It'll be other opportunities. It'll be other opportunities. I'll get to that later. Let me focus on what I'm trying to do. And then that ended up being a waste of time and a bunch of BS, right? Okay. So that was the only time. But any time after that, and every time after that, I ain't turned down no stages. Let's just be clear.
When I even went to Atlanta and Vanessa Fraction and all of them, Kiana Dancy and all of them didn't want to let me on stage.
At all. So in Chicago, when I did the show over there by University of Chicago, I don't forget shit except for names, apparently. I don't remember nobody's name, and I forgot the place or the name of the club. And honey, listen, it's like a world-renowned club in New York. Yes, I'm in a world-renowned club in New York. The place. This was when I still had my Instagram page. This was before they snatched the first Instagram page. This is when people were still respecting what I did with Aarona Astrology and them 10 million views I got on Facebook. This was still around that time. This was April 2018. So he was like, yeah, I've been following you on YouTube since like 2010. And it was him and a group of they weren't kids because they was like in their 20s. I'm just old as hell. Okay, great. So then it's a bunch of unfunny comedians trying to come in here with their comments, but they ain't gonna show up to the show I'm putting together and do no time and be funny. All of this internet shit is cute. What that stage look like though? Yeah. Y'all about to tuck y'all shit in real quick today, because this is where we're going. Anyway, I'm bringing up the Chicago story, which is why people are coming in here feeling away, because they was probably a part of this population. Yep, they were probably part of this population. People were talking or acting like I wasn't gonna have it or something. I don't know why they felt that way, but they felt that way. And yeah, when I got down, they were quickly corrected. You feel me? And of course, word got back. Yeah, she's still doing what she's doing. She's still good. So that's when people started going harder with the disrespect and all this other stuff. So anyways, I was in my healing process, at least I was trying to be, and my healing process got totally disrespected. I stayed with my uncle for 2 weeks. My uncle ended up getting propositioned by somebody. She shall remain nameless because she's just way too rich. But bitch, I remember everything. Amen. Praise him. But she's just way too rich and I don't have time. Anyways, yeah, people, who's trying to hide who I am and what I do and how good I am at what I do. Because they were invested in other people. Bitch, you can't take me. You don't. Shut up. Shut up. You're a loser. Shut up. You don't know anything. Trying to hide who I am and what I do and how good I am at what I do because they were invested in other people. Bitch, you can't take me. You don't. Shut up. Shut up. You're a loser. Shut up. You don't know anything. Bitch, you can't take me. You don't. Shut up. Shut up. You're a loser. Shut up. You don't know anything. Be quiet. Hollywood blackball ain't never stopped Doug Stanhope. Shut the fuck up. You don't know stand up. Miss me with all these industry motherfuckers that suck dick to get on. Hollywood controls them. I'm not one of them people, so they don't control me. Now, anyway, I hate putting people in a place like this, but sometimes you just gotta put people in their place. They don't have no real power anyway, but you gotta put people in their place. Did your comedy videos get as many as your astrology? Yeah. Yeah. Comedy Time is still reposting stuff I did in 2010 as new content. I know why you came here. It's obvious. But we are out of free candy. So boo for you. Fortunately, we still have funny comics that you can watch. So, yay, we're not monsters. Check them out. Because it aged well. Anyway, so what I was trying to do, y'all, was mind my business. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to take some time and be regular and just get back to the basics. People was fucking my money up. You know what I'm saying? I'm an adult. I've been an adult since 17. I'm used to making all my money myself. Not relying on nobody, not having to wait on it. Dude, I have not lived a lifestyle where I wait every 2 weeks for a paycheck since 2007. Oh my goodness. Since 2007. I have not lived, listen to me. I have not lived a lifestyle where I just went to work and waited every 2 weeks for a paycheck since 2007. We're in 2021, y'all. So think about that. Anything I ever did where I didn't get paid the same day I worked, that was just extra income I had. I'm just way too real right now. Let me calm down. Cool. Listen, I know comedy. So I love deleting all these people that got so much mouth. When I left behind jobs that made me wait every 2 weeks and that was my sole income, that was back when I was working at the Gap. That was back when I was doing guests. I went back to waiting tables immediately and I cut all that out. All of it. So once again, waiting every 2 weeks for a check or being in a position where I gotta wait for a monthly check, you know, that's not my life. That hasn't been my life. I can't even relate to that. I've been so far removed from that since 2007. And even when I officially left the restaurant business back in 2015, because that's when I finally had figured out my groove in what I was doing with comedy and just other things, I was able to finally comfortably step away from having to wait tables, you know, because LA rent is not cheap. My rent was like $9.95. No, it was $9.50 when I lived in Gardena, but then I was later life, so I was paying $9.95. But I was paying it.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.